There we go. Live for YouTube. It's my first time doing a YouTube stream with this thing set up in a very long time. I wonder if it's possible for me to do the same thing. I think this is the issue I was having last time is I wasn't able to have like the stream manager up for YouTube on my phone. I think I need like the YouTube studio thing. Yeah, I'm so prepared for streaming for YouTube today. Absolutely. Just 1000% prepared for today. This is kind of dumb on a done on a whim anyways. So you might be waiting a minute or so before I get started on the Bible study. Um, while I figure this out. Because I want to make sure that if I have to change windows, I can still see you guys. Okay. Okay, I don't need that. Wild. Okay, so the one thing I downloaded this for doesn't actually have the thing that I need. Yeah, now I see why people like stream with Twitch because it is a little bit more streamlined for you to interact with the community more. Especially if you don't have like a double monitor setup. I don't have a double monitor setup. What I might actually have to do is I might actually just have to unfortunately pull it up on my end. Yeah, like I did on PlayStation. That's a boomer. Should be fine though. Wonder how much the delay is. It's a pretty long delay. Hold on. That's fine. I just need to be able to interact with you guys is the main thing. Oh gosh. Oh yeah, no, that stinks. Now I see why people use Twitch for chat stuff. I really do like YouTube's ability to just have the videos uploaded right away without it being an issue. But unfortunately, it's one of those things that best of both worlds doesn't exist in this context. All right. Well, welcome to today's stream. I am doing it on YouTube for today just to see how I feel about even streaming on YouTube 1 day a week because I do 2 day weeks and then sometimes Friday if I'm feeling up for a Friday stream. We've got Night Rain coming up tomorrow, so I may or may not stream that. That would be really nice. But more importantly is that I don't have any like long-term Bible study plans at the moment set up. I have another appointment this week I need to take care of before I can finally be free to even like enjoy not having to think about important life stuff. been one of those weeks. But other than that, I just wanted it to be an easy week for myself and still be able to provide some sort of learning environment to help us all grow closer to Jesus. So today we're going to be going with a plan I found on YouVersion Bible app, encouragement for new believers. It's very short and sweet, so we might do two. We might be doing 2 days of the plan, which is fine. Gosh, yeah, I'm like so tired. It's been a rough week for me, not gonna lie. It's been a really rough week. I'm okay. By God's strength alone, I need this encouragement too. You know what I mean? Dude, I seriously need to like pause for the water drinking every time, man. Okay. So today's plan is encouragement for new believers. It's got some good, strong verses that honestly I should start memorizing. Even if they're popular for a reason. So let's go ahead and get started on it. Day 1, you can do it. Like the meme, you can do it. I have like no energy, so I need this as much as anybody else does. One of Satan's favorite tricks is to make you feel like you can't achieve anything important. He'll bring up your past mistakes so that even when you try, your fear of falling will hold you back, and this is often called the failure syndrome. Satan wants you to feel so down about yourself that you lose all your confidence. The truth is that you don't need confidence in yourself, you need confidence in the God who lives inside you. Super, super important. I say this all the time, of course. I need a t-shirt that just says super, super important on it. And then it just has the Bible underneath it. Super, super important. Then it's just a picture of the Bible. And then a picture of the Bible on the back. That's a t-shirt idea for that. Whole Bible is super, super important. But yeah, we have to remind ourselves that our strength and our confidence comes from the Lord, not ourselves. Because we fall, we mess up. And like today, I have like no energy. Been doing everything I can to help take care of myself and keep things going, but some days we just don't have it in us. And it's important to remind ourselves that even though we can fail our own selves, God will never fail us. But it's also important to use that as encouragement to keep going too. I appreciate that. Without that, you're like a plane on the runway without fuel. Now I feel that right now, actually. You look ready, but have no power. But through Jesus, you have the strength to do not whatever you want to do, because God's not going to give you the strength to do whatever you want to do. Like, say I want to fly without, like, just be able to fly. God's going to not just do whatever I want because he's not at my beck and call like that. He's not a genie. But if it is within God's will for us and he wants nothing but the good and the best for us, he will make it possible. Just fix that. But through Jesus, you have the strength to do what you could never do on your own. Whenever the devil tells you you can't do anything right, reply with, "But Jesus in me can, and he will because I'm trusting him, not myself." In Joshua chapter 1, verse 7, his word says, I'll succeed in everything I do. It's true. When the enemy says you can't do this, so don't even try, you'll fail like before, respond with, "It's true, without Jesus I can't do anything, but with him I can do everything I need to do." So read these words in Philippians chapter 4, verse 13. Let them sink into your heart and rely on them today. I can do all things through him who strengthens and empowers me. I am self-sufficient in Christ's sufficiency. So the word for you today, or the phrase for you today, is you can do it. Oh, I needed that too. Hoping I can do this. Not without God's strength. I need you, Jesus. I need you, Jesus, to be able to get through today. It's going to be extremely hot today, too. Already feeling the effects of the heat getting to me. And that's something important for you guys to understand, too, is that if... because heat exhaustion can hit you even if you're indoors. Make sure you're always drinking water and staying in the cool and out of the heat, out of as much harsh direct sunlight as you can, because I feel like it's going to be another hot summer. I'm not a fan of that, but it is what it is. We got this. Interesting. That was a weird way to link the verse. So let me just actually pull up my Bible. If you guys haven't also pulled out your physical Bibles, it's a good idea to do that now. Oh, wow. It's a good idea to do that now. So that way, one, it's not good to rely on just the internet Bible. Like, YouVersion is great. I love YouVersion. And you can have any kind of version you want. That, like, whether you read like King James or NIV or NLT. I personally read the Holman, so it might be a little bit different than your guys's, but all translations approved by this are all the same, but in the way that they say it, if that makes sense. Like, I'll show you guys in just a second. We're looking for the letter to the Church of Philippi. Here it is, Philippians. If you guys ever need, like, help to figure out where the books of the Bible are, I'm learning this too, but the more I learn about, like, what books of the Bible are what, especially something like Philippians here, I just said, like, it's a letter to the Church of Philippi. Yeah, that's the same thing for Corinthians too. So you know that if it's letters to churches, it's in the New Testament. Because the churches of Jesus Christ came after his death. That's all in the New Testament. We are looking for Philippians chapter 4. I like flipping through my Bible anyways. Like my physical Bible. I like flipping through the pages. I always, during the summer, would, like, flip the pages super fast to help me, like, cool off. Sorry, God, I don't know if it's probably a bad way to use the Bible, but the Bible was always something very familiar to me that I loved holding. It's a good book. I like books. We're going for verse 13, though. Honestly, let's read the whole passage of chapter 4, because it's the last one anyways. You're gonna have to follow along in your Bibles, or just go ahead and listen carefully. I'm gonna do my best to not speak super fast. I'll speak really slow today, because I don't have a lot of energy either, and I need to make sure I don't slip up either. So, Philippians chapter 4, verses... Let's see, how many verses is in this? Verses 1 through 23. Sounds good. Alright, let's get to reading this. So then, my brothers, you are dearly loved and longed for, my joy and crown. In this manner, stand firm in the Lord, dear friends. I urge you... No! Right when I'm in the middle of reading the chapter, of course. Of course. Because of course. No. 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 You were just about to fall asleep too. I don't care what the neighbor doggy says. I don't care what the neighbor doggy says. You don't have to misbehave. Okay. He's all settled. For the most part. He's upset that my phone is, like, trying to charge at the same time. Okay. Alright. It's alright. What was that? Was it a crumb? Yeah, it was a crumb. He's a good boy. My model's freaking out because I am tending to my dog on the side of my chair here, making sure that he's okay. I am like in total hyper awareness mode of like ticks and fleas right now because we're in that prime season of ticks and fleas. And the last thing I want to go through is that kind of an infestation. So I'm always like checking on him, making sure he's okay, checking on his itchies. He gets bad allergies this time of year too. So in case you didn't know, coconut oil, if you have pets, if you have dogs specifically, I don't know about cats and coconut oil, but dogs are okay with coconut oil. It's perfectly fine to use on their toes. It helps them with their allergies. You can put a little on their nose to help fight the dryness that comes with the air conditioning. And then you can also use apple cider vinegar with water, equal parts, apple cider vinegar and water, and spray that on their feet to help with the allergies. You can use it as like a general spray on them, and like I prefer that to lemongrass. Lemongrass is kind of strong for them, but it's completely safe for them to also lick, and it helps you disinfect your counters. I love apple cider vinegar, like actual real apple cider vinegar helps a lot. But enough of that tangent. He seems to be enjoying the fact that he's at least getting some pets in this, so we'll continue. I'll repeat verse 1 because we barely just started this passage. Verse 1 of Philippians chapter 4 says, "So then, my brothers, you are dearly loved and longed for, my joy and my crown. In this manner, stand firm in the Lord, dear friends. I urge Euodia and I urge Syntyche to agree in the Lord." I don't know if these are places. This might be places or people, I'm not sure. "Yes, I also ask you, true partner, to help these women who have contended for the gospel at my side, along with Clement and the rest of my co-workers whose name are in the book of life." Okay, so people. "Rejoice in the Lord always. I will say it again, rejoice. Let your graciousness be known to everyone. The Lord is near. Don't worry about anything, but in everything through prayer and petition with thanksgiving, let your requests be made known to God." That's that famous verse of Philippians 4:6 of don't worry about anything, pray about everything. That's where that passage comes from. "And the peace of God, which surpasses every thought, will guard your hearts and minds in Christ Jesus." So Philippians chapter 4, verses 6 through 7. Powerful stuff. That's a common one, but good stuff to remember. "Finally, brothers, whatever is true, whatever is honorable, whatever is just, whatever is pure, whatever is lovely, and whatever is commendable, if there is any moral excellence, and if there is any praise, dwell on these things." That's a famous one too. I didn't realize the final letter to Philippians was all this good stuff. So Philippians chapter 4, verses 8. "Finally, brothers, whatever is true, whatever is honorable, whatever is just, whatever is pure, whatever is lovely, whatever is commendable, if there is any moral excellence, and if there is any praise, dwell on these things." I love that verse. "Do what you have learned and received and heard and seen in me, and the God of peace will be with you." And then this moves on to the next passage. "I rejoiced in the Lord greatly that once again you renewed your care for me. You were in fact concerned about me, but lacked the opportunity to show it. I don't say this out of need, for I have learned to be content in whatever circumstances I am. I know both how to have a title, and I know how to have a lot. In any and all circumstances, I have learned the secret of being content, whether well-fed or hungry, whether in abundance or in need. I am able to do all things through him who strengthens me. Still, you did well by sharing with me in my hardship." Okay, so that's the passage of the verse today from Philippians 4:13. Right there before that verse says, I know both how to have a title and I know how to have a lot. In any and all circumstances, I have learned the secret of being content. Whether well fed or hungry, whether in abundance or need, I am able to do all things through him who strengthens me. Still, you did well by sharing with me in my hardship. And you, Philippians, know that in the early days of the gospel, when I left Macedonia, no church shared with me in the matter of giving and receiving except you alone. For even in Thessalonica, you sent gifts for my need several times. Not that I seek the gift, but I seek the profit that is increasing to your account. But I have received everything in full, and I have in abundance. I am fully supplied, having received from Epaphroditus what you received, a fragrant offering and an acceptable sacrifice pleasing God. And my God will supply all your needs according to his riches in glory in Jesus Christ. Now to our God and Father be the glory forever and ever. Amen. Amen. The last three verses is greet every saint in Christ Jesus. Those brothers who are with me greet you. All the saints greet you, but especially those from Caesar's household. The grace of the Lord Jesus Christ be with you, be with your spirit. That's so sweet to think that Paul, as a pastor and a minister, would send letters out to churches to encourage them during these times. Which right after Jesus left to go be in heaven, after his resurrection, that it was hard times back then. Like you had the upset of Jesus's resurrection rippling throughout the Middle East in the past, and a lot of people didn't take kindly to it. A lot of people died for their beliefs back then, but here we have the apostles and some of the original disciples sending out letters of encouragement. Well, it's always fantastic to think about history that way. It's so sweet. Let's see, we're going to go back to Joshua. All the way back in the Old Testament. Joshua, Judges, Ruth. There used to be a... Oh, forgive me. Like I said, I was pretty tired. There used to be a song I used to sing to help me remember the books of the Bible. Do I remember it now? No. Is it important that you know the books of the Bible by heart? Not really. But you should still strive to understand the Bible as best you can. I think the song is helpful because I like to know where it is without having to always look to the index to find it. But here we are at Joshua chapter 1, verses 7 through 8 for what it says for the scripture reading today. This is an encouragement to Joshua. So we're reading just 7 through 8 here. Above all, be strong and very courageous to carefully observe the whole instruction my servant Moses commanded you. Do not turn from it to the right or the left, so that you will have success wherever you go. This book of instruction must not depart from your mouth. You are to recite it day and night, so that you may carefully observe everything written in it. For then you will prosper and succeed in whatever you do. That is essentially just saying that back then it was the Torah that was helping guide them. For us, now we have the Old Testament and the New Testament to help guide us. But do not turn from it to the right or the left so that you'll have success wherever you go. Basically, just make sure you don't stray from what the Bible says. That's why I always say arguing semantics isn't important. Like whether the earth is flat or whether the earth is round. It doesn't matter. what you believe in that aspect. As long as you believe in Jesus Christ and you follow the Bible above all else, above your own opinions, above others' opinions, you will not be led astray. You'll always find the truth. Let's see. Verses 7. You were to recite it day and night. Day and night helps you, like reciting it day and night, how it says, so that you may carefully observe everything written in it. Because I don't know about you, but like I said, I've been preparing for some appointments this week and I've had to read a lot. And you don't learn anything by reading it once. It's kind of like if you were to read the Bible from front, like from cover to cover. If you did that once, great, good for you. You've done most than most people by reading the Bible all the way through, word for word, all the way front to cover. But if you only did that once, the human brain, I don't think, can, like, unless you're literally a computer, like a supercomputer yourself, nobody can remember anything the first time they read it. That's why schools have you study things over and over again. That's why most of the time homework works, because they make you practice, hopefully put things into practice. But you never learn anything by reading it just once. You need to reread it over and over. And don't feel guilty because you may have to read something more times than somebody else. I unfortunately have this just kind of like really bad memory. I just have really bad memory in general. So I have to do things multiple times for it to become like a basically an instinct, essentially. You know how when you learn a skill, like say sewing or crochet, because I crochet, you don't get it right the first time. And you probably won't get it right the next couple, like tens of times. But eventually, when you keep doing it, you keep at it, you will gain this muscle memory, which even if you have not crocheted for a while, this muscle memory that you've built up, which will fade over time, but let's just say, for the sake of this, that your muscle memory is pretty good from the amount of times that you've put practice into it. Your muscle memory will come back, and you'll get into the practice of it faster, or easier than if you had just started it the first time. That's the same thing for reading and studying too. So like, if you read these things over and over and over again, and you've been without it for a time, which I hope you won't be without the Bible for a time, but most of the time it happens to the best of us. We fall away, we get distracted, or we get thrown into a storm, and the storm distracts us. Our life problems, whatever's happening to us, it distracts us. I've been in that many cases where I was good for a good long time in my life. I was not reading the Bible daily, and I thought to myself, it doesn't matter if I read the Bible daily, as long as I read it like on Sunday or at least once a week, I'll be okay. And I have the understanding now of how wrong I was in that mindset. I'm not here to put somebody down who has not read the Bible every day. I am here to encourage you to read the Bible, even if it's just a little bit, or if it's your favorite verse you really want to memorize. Read that every day. Just a little bit every day. Doesn't, like, even if you do 5 minutes a day of reading the Bible, or like I said, studying your favorite verse, that is still a huge help. It not only helps you stay on track, it helps you bring God back into the correct perspective that he needs to be in for your day and your daily needs. But you really truly will finally understand of why it's like, okay, reading the Bible every day is so important. Without it, you forget things. And like I said, I have muscle memory from reading the Bible. Like I was talking about, remembering the books of the Bible song, and what are letters in the book, and where the gospels, the 4 gospels and stuff like that. That was all stuff I knew like a long time ago. but I didn't keep into practice because I just wasn't reading the Bible every day. Ooh, pardon. But yeah. And wow, that was only just a little bit of, it was just the first day of this plan. So if you guys need this kind of encouragement too, and you guys are interested in these kind of plans, YouVersion is great for that. I'd say some are more, they're kind of like meals, actually. They're like meal plans. Like, you know how we talk about the Word of God, and we compare it to like bread and how we get fueled and how we get fed and stuff. Well, think of these as kind of like meal plans, I guess. There are some plans here that are like a hearty meal, something that you really like break down and study, and like you have like a good long hour, half an hour session with these plans per day. And then there's some that are like this, where it's almost like a 10-15 minute little adventure, maybe a little bit more than a YouTube short of reading to get you kind of like back into the habit of reading per day. And I know I turned this into like a half an hour adventure, but like, I just want to make sure that things sink in, essentially. My laundry notifications are going crazy after this next part of the devotional plan. I will probably go fix that. But let's see. So for day 2, we have the Bible formula for happiness. Happiness is interesting because happiness is always described as different from joy. Happiness is an emotion, but joy is something that can't be taken from you, if that makes sense. Like, you can be joyful even when you are experiencing the worst things. Like, you may not be happy about the situation that you're in, but you have joy because you know that God is with you. The kind of difference, it's a mindset versus an emotion almost. Hard to explain sometimes. So are you struggling with uncertainty and need clear answers to everything? Sometimes. Sometimes I'm just tired and I just want sleep, like right now. But the truth is, we don't have answers for much of what happens in this world. God often stamps many of our questions with, "Will explain later." That's true. Not a lot of people like the answer of "I'll explain it later." But it's true. I mean, honestly, some things are too much for our brains to understand, our human brains to understand. It's true, because there's a lot of things that the Holy Spirit had revealed to me in wisdom that people go, "Oh, wow, you're so wise for your age. Why you just not bothered by that?" And I go, I don't think it's worth getting upset over if, it's just not worth it. They're like, "How did you come to that conclusion?" I go, "I don't know." And I know that's from the Holy Spirit now. Like, I always had grown up with this kind of just understanding that was beyond me and beyond my age at the time. And I used to be prideful about it. Now I'm just, obviously putting in its right place of understanding that it comes from the Holy Spirit and it comes from the Lord. But more importantly, I realize that the more I do give it back to the Lord and I recognize it's His hand working in this, He's revealed to me so much more than I could ever ask for. And that's very personal too, is that the Lord reveals to you personally what He wants to reveal to you. For example, like for me, I had a conversation with one of my family members very close to me who was giving me a testimony about his experiences with his health recently. And my eyes were opened to the reality of the situation, of how real God is and how close Jesus is, how real that is. That He's not just an imaginary friend that I can talk about or make up stories about, but that Jesus is real. He was here and He's watching me do this right now. Like, He's He's watching me sit here at a computer desk with a Bible on my lap, talking to anybody who's willing to listen about how real Jesus is and how important it is that you need him in your life. Because this world, this life, I have become discouraged today. That's probably why I'm so tired, is that I became discouraged about the world, the state of the world today. And I'm giving it to the Lord, so that's why my energy is really low. But I just think, man, I'm so done with this. You know, like I'm so done. I'm so tired. Like I just want to be in heaven right now. Like, why can't this be over with? And I have to remind myself how selfish that is, because there's people out there who haven't come to know Jesus yet. And who am I to say that it's finished when only the Lord can say it's finished? But two, I still have work I need to do for the Lord, for all the things that he's done for me. That I can never repay him for, obviously. But as good of a life as he's given me, even if I've had ups and downs, I still consider myself very, very lucky, very spoiled, very privileged to have gone through the life that I have lived. But now it's time for me to not even either. It's time for me to invest back in the Lord's kingdom and how important this is. I think it's definitely become more popularized today to see these things on YouTube and TikTok and Twitter and all these things that you are witnessing now, with people going out and talking to people, but they're obviously outside. I'm indoors. I'm doing my best at the moment. I want to get involved in my church, and I'm working on that. But aside from that, there's even a lot of Christian VTubers I have seen, and I appreciate their ministry too in what they do, even if it's something as small as just reading the Bible on occasion on their streams. It's all good stuff. It's all good stuff. I guess my warning to all of that, though, is just, if there's what feels like an oversaturation of Christian content, to me, is just something that is to be not concerned about. I'm happy that a lot of people are coming to Jesus Christ and they want to share that with the world. But there's another thing that I think is that people will ultimately need to rely on Jesus and not YouTube and not TikTok and not Twitter to get their devotions and to spend time with the Lord. And that's ultimately what I do want to point to, is that you need to spend time on your own. Like, I only stream 2 days a week. I'm doing this so that I can push out the understanding that you need to study on your own time. You need to in between all of the hubbub of everything, is put God first, no matter how busy you may be, no matter what's going on. And if you are tuning into this or to my stream, for one, thank you. Secondly, please, please, please spend time with Jesus. And if you don't have Jesus in your life, this is your calling. This is me calling you to come on and know Jesus as your personal Lord and Savior. But yeah, all of it, I think, is, if it isn't pushing you to grow closer to Jesus, it needs to be reevaluated. That's how I feel about everything that's going on. But I am going off topic here. I have gone way off topic. Talking about Jesus or God, answering questions with a not now, yes or no, even. But what modern science tells us is that everything can be concrete, exact, measurable, and provable. Given enough time, we've learned that... Learned? Who wrote this? Learned. Sorry, I was going to be an English teacher. before anything else when I wanted to go to college. When I see learned, I raise a brow. But you know what? It's fine. It's fine. We're gonna ignore the because anybody can write and anybody can talk about God. I truly believe in that. Even if you have broken English, we're gonna go with that. But given enough time, we've learned that this isn't always true. For example, why does one family experience tragedy while another does not? Why do the haves waste more food than it would take to feed the have-nots? So why would the people who have food and waste it, why do they have more food than the ones that don't have the food that need the food? To make that long sentence complicated. Why do the young and innocent die? Yeah, it's a tough question. You could drive yourself crazy with these questions and still not find answers. So what should you do? Well, I do believe why do the young and innocent die? I do think that still just comes down to free will. I feel like that there is an answer for that people just don't like. Is that people have free will and they can exercise their free will to do bad things too. People will exercise their free will to hurt other people, and it's sad. It's not acceptable, obviously, and they'll be judged when the end comes. But that's something that's for then and not for now. And yes, God can still lead them to the consequences of their actions, but ultimately, it's to help still bring even those who have exercised free will in a malicious way to still come to know Jesus Christ, because Jesus didn't come to save only the good people. Jesus didn't come to only save the people who exercise their free will in good. He came to he came to save everyone, because we're all sinners, whether our intent may be good or not. The Bible says in Ecclesiastes 9:7, "Eat your food with gladness, and drink your wine with a joyful heart, for it is now that God favors what you do. Enjoy life with your wife, whom you love. Whatever your hands find to do, do it with all your might. The race is not to the swift, or the battle to the strong, nor does food come to those who are wise, or wealth to the brilliant, or favor to the learned. But time and chance happen to them all. Moreover, no man knows when his hour will come. As fish are caught in a cruel net, or birds are taken in a snare, so men are trapped by evil times that fall unexpectedly upon them." The bottom line is this: we must trust God with all our heart, learn to live with the unanswered questions, and make the most of each day. I'm not a fan with the way that this is worded at the end. I think there could be more for such a impactful verse that they just shared with us when it comes to Ecclesiastes 9:7-12. Wise words in this passage. Eat your food with gladness and drink your wine with a joyful heart, for it is now that God favors what you do. Enjoy life with your wife, whom you love. Okay, so in this part right here, basically enjoy what you have while you have it, because that won't be forever. Whatever you have in the moment, that really good, tasty sandwich, your partner, your husband, your wife, and their beauty and their health, in all of their health currently, because you never know what could happen next in life. So while you have the good times, like in between your storms and your trials, enjoy it. Be happy. Like truly, truly enjoy and savor those times. Those are the moments in life that are not really the ultimate sensation, but the reminders of that heaven is going to be like that and so much more. That is what heaven's going to be like. And because we experienced the sorrow and the tragedy of loss and the burden of finances and stress, that those good times that we have in the moment feel even better. I mean, that's the whole reason why Jesus saved us and why God even allowed there to be a choice for us in the beginning of the creation during the Garden of Eden. He allowed Adam and Eve that choice because he knew that love is not forced and love is not commanded. And even though we did not choose God, God still loves us and knows that there's people like me and people like you who can choose or want to choose and want to be with Jesus Christ, that is real love. And that is something that is the whole point of life. Whatever your hands find to do, do it with all your might. Whatever your hand finds to do it with all your might. Do it well. If you have a job, do it well. If you're making something, like say if you're making a dish or a food or something, like usually food for me, like I cook, do it well. Yeah, you can make mistakes and stuff. I will always make mistakes cooking for the first time and stuff. But if I was going to make something for my husband, I wouldn't give him a nasty dinner. Like, I would do my best to make sure that whatever it is I have, even if it's just me heating up some chicken nuggets, that I didn't make them soggy, or that I made them as best as I can, to my ability, because I'm only going to be able to give him food for so long. I'm only going to be able to make food for him for so long. I only have so much time in my life that I'm actually going to be able to commit to something and do it well. Like, you don't want your life to be completely made up of half butt things. Like, I can't doing my best not to curse anymore. I used to curse like a sailor. But don't make things that are half-hearted. That's the non-cursed word of that phrase. Is don't do things half-hearted. Don't make things that are not complete, because it's such a shameful waste of life to go through life not making mistakes, but rather not putting your full effort into something. The race is not to the swift, or the battle to the strong, nor does food come to the wise, or wealth to the brilliant, or favor to the learned, but time and chance happen to them all. Some people, even as crazy smart as they are, sometimes they just don't get what they want in life. Just like, even as much as you may want to be a billionaire and stuff like that, and you work really hard, like you invest in stocks or whatever, but the stocks just don't, like you just not getting anything from stocks, so you're not getting anything from your investments. No matter how hard you work, your boss is still not promoting you. Like I don't know, the society and governments change and stuff like that. Like, it doesn't matter how gifted you may be. Good and bad things happen to good and bad people. That's just how life is, because we're all in the same boat. We're all in the same boat. Now, I believe that good things and bad things happen to Christians, but if you have God in your life, God will provide you ultimate good things. Just like I don't know the, I guess, how do I put this? I don't know if, like, every billionaire is saved. There are a lot of atheists who are billionaires, and then there's a lot of Christians who are billionaires. There are Christians who have wealth, and then there's atheists that have wealth. It's one of those things that it's like, wealth isn't just for one kind of person either. So, very important for that. Moreover, no man knows when his hour will come. As fish are caught in a cruel net, or birds are taken in a snare, so men are trapped by evil times that fall expectantly on them. Like I said, good and bad things happen to both Christians and non-Christians. That's just life. We don't build character without the bad times, and then we don't live life without the good times. No man knows when his hour will come. Nobody knows when you're gonna die. You could die at any second. Your body could fail you. A meteorite could fall from the sky and hit you. It doesn't matter. If the Lord, if like, you don't have a purpose on this world anymore, you're done. You're dead. And the Lord gives us lots of chances before our time comes to come to know him. But we still have a finite amount of chances of getting to know him, because time is time. We are bound by time. God is not bound by time. So God can give us, in his infinite amount of time, an infinite amount of chances to us. But because we are finite people and we have a specific amount of time before our time comes, we really should not be wasting any chance that we have to be able to get right with God. But as the fish are caught in a cruel net, or birds are taken in a snare, so men are trapped by evil times that fall unexpectedly upon them. You never know what's going to happen next. It keeps you on your toes. But I know that I'd rather face the storms of life with Jesus Christ than alone. Because I can't do it alone. People wind up as alcoholics, or they turn to drugs, or they turn to anything else to help numb their pain and get through hard times. For me, I just turn my brain off when I'm experiencing an insane amount of pain. I disassociate, and disassociating is still really bad, because when you disassociate, you become susceptible to not only just the devil's little lies that tells you, you know what, you can make all this pain go away if you just leave this earth. You don't have to experience this. You could just leave. You can, you don't have to be here. But that's the lie that he tells to us in our darkest moments, like that we're not worth it, that we don't have a purpose, that this life isn't a gift, it's a burden. Those are all lies. Your life is a gift. You have a purpose, and you are so loved. Not just by Jesus Christ, but I know there's plenty of people out there who love you and who care deeply about what you're going through. So please make sure you reach out. If you're experiencing hard times right now, please do so. Even if it's just to Jesus and himself. He's real, and he's listening to you. He knows your heart. The bottom line is this: we must trust God with all our heart, learn to live with the unanswered questions, and make the most of each day. That's true. That's the lighthearted version of all that, but yeah, it's true. That's the Bible's formula for happiness. Yep. So we already read the scripture there. Let me see, because it says, whenever you see the ... dots here, that's usually what happens is they do the ... dots to get to the next part of the verse. So we're going to read that passage in its entirety. Ecclesiastes. Oh, Ecclesiastes is one of those ones I don't read from often, but that verse was so good, I'm going to have to. Hebrews should be in the New Testament, right? Oh, I like the book of James too. Oh, I passed it somewhere. No, it's Ephesians. They both start with E. Hello. Oh, I saw it. Okay, it's in the Old Testament. I'm a dum-dum. I saw it. Here we go. Okay. Ecclesiastes chapter 9, verses 7 through 12. Go, eat your bread with pleasure, and drink your wine with a cheerful heart. For God has already accepted your works. Let your clothes be white all the time, and never let oil be lacking on your head. So don't be nasty. Wear clean clothes. Wash up, man. Take a shower. For them, when they talk about oil being on their head, that helps keep their hair from drying out. Enjoy life with the wife you love all the days of your fleeting life, which has been given to you under the sun, all your fleeting days, for that is your portion in life and in your struggle under the sun. Whatever your hands find to do, do it with all your strength, because there is no work, planning, knowledge, or wisdom in Sheol where you are going. And then goes, okay, yeah, verse 11. Again, I saw under the sun the race that is not to be swift, or the battle to the strong, or bread to the wise, or riches to the discerning, or favor to the skillful. Rather, time and chance happen to all of them. For man certainly does not know his time, like fish caught in a cruel net, or the birds caught in a trap. So people are trapped in an evil time as it suddenly befalls on them. And that's the full passage there. All right. Okay. Well, that was 2 devotional days there. Oh, Nelly, I need to go check on the laundry. And then when I get back, I'll hang out for a minute before I decide what to do. Um, the plan was Final Fantasy 14, but let's see how much energy I have to actually like do this, because I like to actually like stream the full stream today, because I don't mind it just being the Bible study. Like I said, I have things to do this week, so we'll see. All right, I will be right back. Okay, I'm back. So I figured out why I was so tired too, because this is like an unreasonable amount of tired that I get when I'm like about to fall asleep. And I take naps in the middle of the day sometimes because I'm getting old now. But I realized it's totally because I took my vitamins in the middle of the day and not at the end of the day like I normally do. So for those who struggle with sleep, like I do, you might be vitamin D deficient because as soon as I took my vitamin D, dude, oh my gosh, I am like out. And that's why I like taking it at night. Yeah, I held down the wrong thing. Just yeeted that all over the screen. There we go. So let's see. I have got myself a little bit of caffeine. Because I like how vitamin D helps me sleep. I really, really do. Totally forgot. Totally forgot. I like that vitamin D though. It helps me go to sleep because man, I need it sometimes to knock me on my butt. Fixing some technical stuff. Yeah, all good there. Okay. So the Final Fantasy update came out. The Final Fantasy 14 update. I was streaming that on Tuesday. I had thought about oh shoot, hold on. I gotta do something for my hubby real quick. I'll be right back. Again, hold on. Okay, I'm back again. Just had to do something real quick for my husband. Make sure the puppy's all set on my lap because he's very needy. He's my Velcro dog. Don't wanna gotta fix everything. I love the picture of him in the corner. Let's see. Okay. So while the caffeine settles in, I'm gonna try and figure out what game I want to play. So I feel like I could do a little bit of anything, like maybe Overwatch. Um, Fantasy Life. I'm not gonna do a solo repo run. But Fantasy Life or Final Fantasy 14? Not sure yet. Figure that out. Hmm. I could also try out Monster Hunter. I just don't know what I'm feeling right now because I'm just tired. I need to get more caffeine in my body. Try and wake myself up from the over-relaxed state I'm in at the moment from vitamins. But it's nice to be relaxed too. Like, I don't know. I feel like I'd prefer to be more relaxed and go to sleep and stuff like that than I would be to just be all wired up on caffeine. That's why I don't drink coffee. I don't drink coffee at all. Yeah, what's a goofy kind of game? I mean, Minecraft is still on the table. But Minecraft right now is about, I mean, could get the axolotl breeding going. Because we're gonna be raiding an underwater temple, and we've been preparing for this for a while to get that started. But I don't know, I am also still I'm a little bit excited for the Final Fantasy stuff. So yeah, let's go grind on Final Fantasy 14. Get that going. So I had that all set up for today. You may hear it in the background first before I can get it to load up on OBS. So give me a moment. Okay, yeah, that is captured. We good there? Yeah, okay. We're good there. Okay, so give me a moment. Get all logged in. I could also work on my alt too. When I think about it. You know what? Let's actually play on my alt today for a little while. And then maybe I'll switch over to my main. My alt's currently just defeated Titan. So for those who haven't seen Final Fantasy XIV before, you might see a lot of A Realm Reborn content. I actually need to level up for the MSQ, which is shocking to say the least. But I'm doing this without FC buffs, free company buffs, just food buffs and stuff. So let's get this switched over. There we go. We have that, and then just gonna close that out, and then set that up again, and then we're good to go. So yeah, I can't finish the MSQ without getting some EXP first. And there's a few side quests over here we could probably do. This isn't like, this isn't like World of Warcraft where your leveling is primarily through, quest or like side quests. There is a main story that you have to do to get through all the content and stuff. I've been doing this very slowly to just kind of remember why I even liked this game in the first place. So that's why this character isn't that very far. I've gotten characters to endgame content within 2 weeks. Usually when I just skip all the MSQ, like when you just skip the cutscenes and stuff. So it's not that hard to get to end game content, but it is a very story-driven game. Caffeine's kicking in. I can finally think without wanting to fall asleep. It's too bad I didn't take vitamin D at the end of the day. I should have done that. Oh, grieving. Where is that turnip head? We've already waited some hours for my cousin, and he still dallies Thal knows where. He is ever late. I do not understand why he cannot simply depart early. Still, I confess, I am fond of the fool. I would go look for him, but his route winds close to Halatali training grounds, and they say 'tis a romp of beasts there. Beast of the most dangerous kind. Yeah, I mean, the Halatali dungeon it's a dungeon. You are an adventurer, and surely this is the sort of thing that, oh, I don't know, makes your blood sing, heart boil, or some piffle. Would you look for my feckless cousin? Goodness. We are going to be very Final Fantasy VII with this motorcycle. I feel like a lot of people had debated or like even been upset about the fact that there are vehicles in a medieval fantasy game, but Final Fantasy is not just medieval fantasy. If you want specifically medieval fantasy, there are plenty of other MMOs for that. But Final Fantasy XIV has always had some sort of magitech or something. Something or other. Slipshod Wayfarer. That looks like a person in danger. Oh! That was indeed a person in danger. Let me just use my superior lance skills here. Of the 1-2-3 combo of doom. Oh, okay. Should have summoned my chicken here. That may sound foreign to some people, but I assure you I do have a giant chicken. Named after my dog that helps me fight. His name is Rusty. And he's a goodest boy. Chickens pack a punch. Thank you, and thank you thrice. Saw those rather nasty brutes coming along and thought, well, nothing really much beyond. Ah! They really should take old Halatali down. That place has gone absolutely to the pots. Oh, look at the time. Mustn't keep the burial waiting much longer. I suppose my cousin Fondrek, she'll... Oh. Ha! I suppose my cousin Fondrek, she of the over-tight corset, is none too pleased. What a way to say stick up the butt. Oh my gosh. That's great. She of the over-tight corset. Man, I'm gonna use that. I am absolutely gonna use that from now on. We zoom in, and we observing the road and not the graves. Oh, I can't turn this one in? What do you mean I can't turn this one in? I have to be level 35 to turn that quest in? I thought it was a level... It is a level 35 quest. Poopy! I needed it to level up. Well, I guess we are going to be doing a duty roulette. Cause like, I need to level up, man. That's a level 17 one, that's level 26, that one's level 26. Shoot. D is for dead! That's a great quest. The level 24 quests won't really help me out. Well, poopy. Alright, well, let's queue for that. Thankfully, leveling roulette isn't so bad as a DPS anymore, but... I wanted to see the conclusion of that side quest. Okay, that other quest is on the inside. That's a level 18 quest. Don't need it. Ah, yes, I'm taking my chicken to church. Plagued by indecision. Death begets death, especially in those places where privation is the sovereign. A course left unburied is as rich as it says rich field to vile kin where they may sow pestilence and water it with their miasma. Nowhere is the rule of privation so that apparent as lost hope. A man may die upon the roadside there and go unclaimed, for no ties bind these unhappy folk together except a common misfortune. Their homelands are no more. But as long as they live, some hope remains, and so we must thwart pestilence ere it begins. Okay, so we are cleaning up the streets. Sounds good to me. Well, where do we gotta go for that? Wait, no. Actually, where do we have to go for that? Show the sticks of Vilekin repellent. Oh, that actually is over there. Oh, he actually is sending us over there. That is a side quest area. We're gonna not do that one yet. We're gonna do the ones that keep us over here, close to the MSQ. Psst. You that wonder-working adventurer? You can work some for me today. See, the father asked me to mend this vestment, but look, both the weft and the weave's gone there. I'll need more cloth than I have. There's a merchant at Blackbrush Station right now. He'll give you what I need. Hurry on off to Central Thanalan, you go. Okay, so also I have to go over there? Okay, well, we're gonna grab this one then. Will this keep me here? The Voyage of the Gubu. The sun has shone upon a terrible sight today. One of the bereaved wished to place upon the grave of his beloved a sprig of althic lavender. He strayed far for the flowers sparse in these parts, and was grievously wounded by fiends. Grief makes us all slow in wits and limb, and I fear that these attacks will not cease until the creatures are gone. I pray you banish the foul things. They were last seen to the east, near the remains of a Gubu. A big old Gubu. A Gubu in southern Thanalan is kind of weird, though. Like, Gubus are big, like, plant rock monsters. Like, why would they be here in the desert is my concern. I don't think they normally are here, if I remember correctly. The Voyage of the Gubu. Gubus are hilarious little creatures. Well, they're not little. These are big. See, that's a Gubu. Josper. It is my belief that this Gubu was present at the Battle of Cartano 5 years ago. After its rider was struck down in battle, it sought shelter from the destruction raining down from the heavens, passing through the Twelveswood before arriving here in Thanalan. During this journey, the seeds of myriad plants came to cling to its body, though the poor Gubu succumbed to its injuries in the end. These seeds would take root and eventually sprout from its carcass. It's amazing to see such an amalgam of species from across Eorzea. To think that such beauty could arise from that terrible tragedy. The gods do indeed work in mysterious ways. Yeah, I would say these plants are very jungle-like. So, what are we fighting? Mandragoras! Alright. The Screamers. The Screechers. And I poke them with a stick. Like a fork to a vegetable. There we go. Also, the man was grievously wounded by these things. Interesting. Apparently he did not have enough, like, a strong enough football kick to the face, apparently. And yes, I cannot turn in this quest because I'm still not level 35. I am number 2 in the waiting list, though, so it shouldn't be much longer for a dungeon or something. And that... Okay, I saw one more level 35 quest up there. No? No. Okay, so we might actually have to go south to Central Thanalan. And then come back. I could also craft in the meantime, so that way I could stay by all the quests. But I don't really know if I have all the materials I need to do any really helpful crafting. There isn't really a crafting merchant nearby that'll let me do these things. I mean, I could work on the mithril ingots, that's for sure. I could craft the mithril ingots. Let's see, what was I looking at? Pickaxe, I can do that. We need linen. I should have farmed more linen while I was in South Shroud. Or more flax. Honestly, I kind of want more linen clothes in general in real life, like linen dresses. That'd be nice. I'll have to put that, like, on a Christmas list. Or a birthday list. Like, just, like, linen dresses. Very breathable, those things. Going back to the good old days of non-polyester clothing. Because, I don't really talk much about my personal preferences when it comes to, like, outside of, gaming and all that stuff, like clothes and girly stuff. I've talked about my hobbies before, but I am on the crunchy side of certain things. Like, I feel like I am not a silky person, and that's such a, like, these terms silky and crunchy are just the funniest things to me. So, like, silky is like a term that you use for somebody that relies heavily on manufactured things in general. Like, it could range from clothes to food to electronics to anything. Like, a silky person, like, just, oh yeah, and then, like, sodas and stuff like that. Like, a silky person just, like, can appreciate the the Q-pop can appreciate the, I guess, convenience of everything in plastic and stuff. And I understand, after doing all my own research, how damaging plastic is. But you get called a crunchy person, or, like, the definition for crunchy is if you draw away from heavily manufactured things and pesticides and like clothes too. Let's see. Looks like we got a couple of newbies, which is completely fine, which means that this will be really, really chill. I'm hoping I can get some food in. There we go. I need that EXP buff, man. I need to get to level 35. We'll just pick off this little straggler before we get to the group because I don't have any crowd control. All I can do is just poke something one at a time. Okay, and then we got the key for the gate. I always like killing this thing first because it just poisons us with status effects. Then we get the toucans. Or flamingo toucans, whatever this thing is. Early dungeons really aren't something that's all that... I don't know, invigorating, exciting. But it is when you first start the game, you're like, everything's new, and you're like, oh, this is what dungeons are like. Figuring out bosses and stuff. Oh, I should be killing the littles. It's really a game that you can kind of just turn your brain off after work from. But it's also one of those things that, like, even if this game can be relaxing and stuff and not all that stressful, I don't know. I'm on the fence sometimes about games that are too relaxing. Because if a game is too relaxing and I don't even, like, have fun playing it because all I'm doing is just zoning out at it, like YouTube and stuff, like, is it really worth it? Like, is it really worth it then? We'll just kill the pelicans so the other guys despawn. Yep. Yep. There they go. And get some more tea. Man, I would really like my crowd control at this level. I just want to be able to hit multiple dragons at once. Is that so much to ask? Just greeding this stuff so I can get more materials from it. Where are we going? What are we doing? Oh, I was targeting the wrong thing. I can't kill the tank. That's friendly fire. Uh oh. Oh, the little goblin died. Not a lot of people like to do the extra parts of the dungeon. I just like getting straight to the point and through the whole thing. That's alright, I guess. I just need to get to level 35 so I can actually do more of the main story. Leveling is really hard without the free company buffs. Like, if you aren't a part of a guild, leveling can be a little bit of a slog. Alright, we got that. Actually doing really good with DPS on this. It's probably we're both, like, two of the highest damage dealing jumps for this kind of a level range. There we go, level 35. I can now get a new button to press from my trainer. Sick. Let me just break these guys down. Ooh, boar leather, I needed that. I didn't want to have to go all the way back to the central shroud to just fight some pigs. I wonder what I can make with that after this dungeon. Can I see my crafting stuff? Oh, I can. Okay. Let's see. With that... Oh, no, leather worker is where I want to go. Okay. Nice. So, like, at level 37, I'll be able to wear some better stuff? Yeah, we'll do that. We'll make the next DPS stuff I gotta make. So, one thing about this character that I'm doing is that I don't use any dungeon stuff. I'm going to use just crafted stuff that I can make. I don't know if I'm going to continue that tradition past level, I don't know, level 50 maybe? I could definitely do the Heavensward stuff, but like Heavensward stuff starts to get frustrating with timed nodes. That was a pretty fast body slam, but that's alright. Didn't do too much damage to me. I don't think me or the machinist have crowd control right now. Like multi-enemy hitting attacks. No, I don't want to be in the bubble. Let me out of the bubble. Oh goodness, especially since I was about to get cleaved. Yeah, we're doing pretty good on DPS, all things considered. Oh no, not another bubble. Actually, it's been a while since I've seen a double bubble. Poke it in the butt. Poke it in the butt. That's a general rule of thumb for Dragoons, is poke it in the butt. Stick a fork to the booty! Stick a fork to that cake! There actually is a fork weapon, which is funny enough. I think there's a Moogle fork. Alrighty, I got another piece of dungeon gear to desynthesize. I like the look of that dungeon gear, but that's the thing is, like... I'm pretty good. I think I've... Like, I saw the stats were a bit better. But I want to make my own gear. I like it in Fantasy Life you can make all your own gear better than the gear that you can receive. It's a nice touch. Oh, that's not good. Should be okay. Should be able to distract him enough. Yeah, that wasn't a team wipe. We're all good. It can be easy to overpull some things sometimes. Happens to the best of us. Makes me actually appreciate all the other stuff that I have to kind of have for survivability in this game. When things go to poop. I'm surprised I didn't get hit by that. I was in both AoEs, but the latency was kind to me. That was a little crazy. I heard that attempt to chain the monster, and I'm just like, well, there was an attempt made. But most bosses can't be affected by, most bosses can't be affected by the, like, little debuffs that we can do. I mean, I can do this, though. I can put, like, a damage reduced thing on him. Not much else I can do, though. Like, I can't stun him anymore. Used to be back in the day, some of the Realm Reborn dungeon bosses you could stun. Thank you. God bless. Let's see. Give it to the tank. Greed. Green? You guys don't want to roll? Maybe? Nah, there's somebody viewing cutscene. They can have it. They can have it. I'm just gonna turn it into... Let's see. I'm just gonna turn it into armor anyways. Cool. Tons of boar leather. Not high quality though, which makes it harder to do the high quality stuff. Oh! I had access to better stuff this whole time. I'm a dum-dum. I still want that ring on instead of the tank ring. But I had access to this stuff since... What was it? Oh, I just hit level 35 though. So it wasn't too bad. It wasn't like I was missing out on this stuff for a long time. Okay, my bard is not up to level, so I'm gonna have to turn in all these quests on Dragoon. So let's start with this one. We saved your cousin. Oh, thank you. He's absolutely incorrigible, but to think we might have had to bury him as well. Then again, that's one burial he wouldn't have been late for. There's a thought. How rude! I saved your cousin. Alright. When the calamity struck, it sundered life everywhere, not only among our races. Look around and you'll see how things have fallen apart. Feet, claws, roots, all have been torn from the earth they were planted on. The dead Gubu was a child of Kurthus. The calamity shattered its native mountains and it fled before destruction as a caravan flies before a sandstorm. Years it wandered. We found it dying and received its memories. It had gathered seeds from every land it passed through, and they flower upon its corpse, a living map of its loss and exile. North to south, mountains to the desert, cloudberry and shooting stars, marybells and cliff roses, Athlic lavender from Lower Thanalan, even roselles from Bloodshore. To wander is a dream and a nightmare. Adventurers such as yourself much know it better than I, but I imagine there are days when the flame of adventure gutters, and you feel yourself to be as bereft as those in lost hope. and upon us no flowers grow. Wow, how dreary. The scent of cinnamon. Okay, so we went from that really dreary thing to like, ooh, cinnamon. So generous is Father Iliad. To so many he feeds, clothes, and physics them and heals them tirelessly. Yet he had none to do for him when what he does for others. I would show him my appreciation with a special gift, but sadly my meager purse is not enough. Will you speak to other brothers and sisters and see whether they too feel as I do? So going in on a gift for the pastor. I've made arrangements with Ermegard, who runs a concern at Camp Drybone. If you're successful in raising funds, will you deliver the guild to her? We gotta buy him a gift. Hello, we're here to buy you a gift. Be silent and take my gill. Pray forgive my outburst, good madam. It is only that I owe Father Iliad my life, and an opportunity to give him something, no matter how small, sets my spirit afire. How sweet. Wait, what's your quest? Oh, level 18. You give dye, though, but I don't have any inventory space for that. I'd have to go back to my home world to have more inventory space. Oh, that's the MSQ. We're gonna go get the gift first, and I assume the gift is to be cinnamon. At least I hope I assume correctly. I like cinnamon. Dude, I just made apple fritters the other day, so I understand the appreciation of cinnamon. Cinnamon's nice. So you see that icon there? That means it's, like the little arrow pointing down means that the quest stuff is below me. Ooh, yawny yawn. So maybe in here? No. Over here, maybe? Yeah, okay. In this room. A gift for Father Iliad? Of course. It does not take Thal to see the good in him. It warms my heart that Brother Baron would go to such trouble. Thank you for both your efforts. Ermegard. I know it's probably Ermegard or something, but it reminds me of like the old 2000s cringe speak. Greetings. Brother Baron said you might be coming by. A gift for Father Iliad. I brought money. The good father must be a man much beloved from the weight of these sacks. I have given this matter much thought. A consignment of high-quality spices arrived just this day. Mayhaps cinnamon cookies would suit? I have received many a kind word from my customers about my cookies, if I must say so. I have also observed the good father linger at my store whenever a fresh batch was to be smelt coming out of the oven. But the only times he spent his gill on cookies and cakes, it was for the children of Lost Hope. Aww. He's got us. I said aw, and so did my dog. My dog also went eh. He deserved the sweet pets. He's a good boy. He's a good boy. We can now summon our mounts while running, which is the best thing ever. So good. Oh, he's so cute. He gets so sweet and cozy when I give him the pets. He's such a sweet weenie dog. Dachshunds are the best. They're such sweet little guys. Hello, I brought you cookies. Good evening to you. What brings you to this place? Cookies. What? Cinnamon cookies? A gift, you say? From Brother Baron, Brother Esmore, and Sister Zozaru. How kind they are. I could tell them there was no need, but our order teaches us to see a need despite the needy's disavowals. I shall thank them from my heart. I had a son, and through his happy marriage, A daughter. So he had a grandbaby. Well matched they were. Oh no, not a grandbaby. Sorry. He had a son, and through his happy marriage, a daughter, so a daughter-in-law. Well matched they were, and well met. Their house smelt of good things like this, and there was always an open peg for my cloak and a tall glass of mint tea. When they died, Aww. Aww, his son and his wife passed away. How tragic. That's so sad. Was father pleased? Oh, that is good. And I believe it does his heart good to give word to his sorrows. That is what we tell the bereaved in the lich yards, that grief must be both shrieked and spoken. I had heard that father had suffered a great loss in the calamity, yet his heart grows as large as a palace, and scores dwell there in the haven he makes for it. Would that someday I'm half the man that he is. Yeah. I like this game because even despite the pantheon that it has, I appreciate that there was a lot of life lessons that were taught in this game, and that similarities to what we teach from the Bible. Obviously, there's no pantheon in the Bible, but you know what I mean. Good evening to you. How have you come to pay your respects to this man? Whatever repaired, I think, a watch? Never before have I seen such a queer device. You say that it measures the passing of time? Yeah, so it was a watch. Mayhap they are common in Garlemald. I am given to understand that its cities are filled with a manner of amazing technologies. Marquez said that it belonged to the deceased. Oh dear, you don't suppose the owner might have been a Garlean spy? It may behoove us to notify the authorities in the Camp Drybone. But mayhap more importantly, how did Marquez manage to repair this device? I knew he had talents for the trades, but this goes far beyond mending fences and thatching roofs. That's true. How did he know how to repair Garlean devices? I recognize you now, Samantha. Allow me to express my deepest condolences for those who lost their lives in the attack. So, what previously happened in the MSQ is right after you defeat Titan, your home base is attacked by the Garleans, and basically they massacre everybody you were getting together a band of heroes with. And, a lot of fun side characters that I had read about passed away in that attack, and then, there are some of the main characters that got kidnapped in it. So we're in hiding at the moment. I apologize if discussing this upsets you, but you should know that the bodies of your comrades are presently being removed from the Waking Sands and prepared for transport here. If you wish to leave this work to others, I understand. However, taking part might help you find closure. Okay, yeah, so we're going to be going back there to the scene of the attack, which I don't think is smart if we're supposed to be in hiding, but you know, they were friends and comrades in fighting the big monsters that we've been fighting. Whoop, whoop! I'm pressing all the wrong buttons, just trying to get to my inventory. It's supposed to be this. There we go, and then desynthesize. Wait, yeah, desynthesize. Toad leather's not bad, not what I need though. We're gonna use this ticket though to teleport there. Yeah, I'm almost level 37. I almost need to actually get started on crafting this stuff. I don't like the boar skin stuff because it looks very inappropriate and it's not my style at all. So what might happen is I might have to apply glamours to it from previous stuff. Well, let's get started on that before we start transporting bodies. Okay. Work on the chess piece. We want to make it high quality because if you make a high quality item, it gives you more stats. If you don't make it high quality, it's not going to be any better than dungeon gear, really. The crafting in this game is, I don't know, it's kind of simplified now. It used to be pretty complicated back then. But honestly, it doesn't feel too complicated anymore. So, like, for example, I'm using innovation because it increases these actions by 50% for 4 turns. So then I just use the actions to increase quality. That's chance-based. Increases quality 1.5 times higher. So I want to, instead of turning it into more points, I want to use it so I get a crit towards my overall score here. It's just about, you know, maximizing your chances of getting it to be high quality as best as you can. Your durability, if it goes to 0, your item breaks, so you don't want that to happen. You can restore some of your durability sometimes, but if you run out of CP, you're not going to be able to do anything. Like, you have a finite amount of resources to get stuff. And then if you get a good condition, this only affects quality. And since I have quality maxed out, I'm just going to use Tricks of the Trade to turn it into more points here. But I have a good gear set that makes crafting easy right now, because I craft my crafting gear first and then everything else second. Looks like I'm gonna have to repair everything though before it breaks. It's about to break. Let's see. Hair requires a grade 4. That one requires grade 4, so 3 grade 4s. And then repair that one, which is only a grade 3. That's odd. I could have sworn I had a better ring of crafting. Oh, it's a mithril ring of crafting and I'm a level off from it. Okay. Fair enough. But let's see. Gonna put this in my armory chest, not my inventory, because those are 2 different things, thankfully. Man, if we only had 1 inventory, that would be really poopy. Is there anything else I can make? I don't have any more boar leather, do I? No. Then I'm gonna need to go fishing for that. So crafting can be kind of a lot. I don't have black alum at the moment. I have to go mining for that. Like, I have to go on, like, gathering adventures to get this stuff. Oh. Those are, like, glamour pieces. That's actually really cute. I like that winter coat. And then you can dye it different colors if you don't like that color. Probably not pink. Well, I don't think pink looks good at all with that. That is a disgusting color. Okay. Maybe a different brown color? Because I still kind of like the brown, but not the red. Can I? Yes, there we go. Oh, I wonder, honestly, what would this look like if it was white? Kinda nice. Honestly, kind of like a winter dress kind of feel. With the blue, that is. Yeah, dark colors on white is not nice. And then I don't like the metallic colors, but I could see how it possibly could work. Well, that's kind of cute. There's a lot of possibilities with the dyeing system. Honestly, yeah, white and pink doesn't look too bad. It doesn't look too shabby at all. And then if it's pure white, it looks a little too... Looks a little too white. And then I don't like it. I mean, that kind of looks like a raincoat, kind of. The way that it changes the texture like that. That's not a bad color combination, just not my favorite. Well, that's pretty nice. What happens if you make the main color like that? No, I want to do that and then make that main color mint. Okay, so you actually can kind of make it like just one solid color if you wanted. I don't know. I'd have to figure out colors another time. But like say... Okay, let's just apply that. And then let's do save, delete outfit. So that way when you go to try something on else... There's the big fluffy hat that goes with it. And then... See, what's the secondary dye preview? Oh, okay. The other part of the hat is dyeable. So you'd want the whatever green it was. It's the white in the back that throws it off. So weird. So weird how that color changes like that. I don't know, I think it's kind of funny. It looks like I have like a lion cosplay on. It's really funny. I like it. It's fluffy. I like the fluffy. That's cool. Oh, vintage smithy gloves. I forgot where I could find these, but they're from somewhere. Oh, there's more to the Highland stuff. Look, look, look. Okay, so then there's the mitts. And then there's also the boots. Oh, the boots are cute. So those can be like a brown color, actually. Yeah, maybe something like light like that to go with the green. Then maybe I can dye the shoelaces. Yeah, I can. Maybe a green like that's fine, just not the red. So like you can change the mitts to that lighter color and then maybe that color for the green. I don't know, that green's kind of ugly for the accent. So maybe that, was it this one or that one? No, that's too dark. It had to have been the other one. It's that one. And then you change that to like that. There we go. She's all cozy. It is the wrong outfit for summer right now, I will say that. But then there's also like a chocobo barding of it too. You have to get the blue fox hide from maps, so maybe we'll get lucky with some single maps. Oh, which reminds me, I'm gonna have to turn in the map quest now that I'm level 36. Treasures and Tribulations. We'll have to go there to turn that in. Because that's how you can do treasure chests, like treasure hunts. I like treasure hunts. You don't look like one of them church fellas. Not that I'll turn you away. As you can see, we got a pile of unidentified bodies over yonder. No one's coming to claim them, so off to the lich yard they go. Be thankful you didn't go inside and see the carnage for yourself. It was the stuff of nightmares, I'll tell you. Gosh dang Imperials. I don't know what quarrel they had with these folks, and I sure as hell don't want to know. So the sooner we put this behind us, the better. Say, ain't I seen you around here before? Or do you just have one of them faces? Never mind. Any road, there's a carriage come to haul the bodies to the Lich Yard out by the east gate. There's only 8 left to load up, but seeing as I'm exhausted from carrying all the others, I have a mind to leave the remainder to you. Might want to cover your nose while you work. Some of these folk are starting to turn. Aww. Sad. I don't know how I'm supposed to carry this big guy, though. I don't know how I'm supposed to do that by myself. Like, these are biggins. Tall folk. Yeah. Some of these I really actually paid attention to. This guy and that girl are brother and sister, from what I recall. So sad. I hate seeing death in any game, really. But this is just an impactful part of the story. To help you understand the stakes of fighting the Empire. It's just weird nobody else feels that way. What happened to the big fella? Ah, forget it. Just bring the next batch and toss them in the back. Ain't like they'll complain if you're rough. Wait, you a strong one. 4 in 1 trip. Reckon there's no need for me to lend a hand with the rest then. Stinks. Oh, he makes such cute noises. I'm trying to keep the house cool by not running the dryer so much. I only ran the laundry as much as I needed to today. It's supposed to be like in the hundreds. So hopefully, Rusty's still feeling pretty cool, thankfully. He's hanging out. Oh, I didn't need to go inside. As you can see, there's PG carnage everywhere. Yeah, this is where... I think this is the last time we actually used the Waking Sands, from what I recall. We honestly didn't need as many teleports as we did to come back here. Like, they give you a lot of teleport tickets now. You used to not have any teleport tickets to go here. Alright. Neuraxia is one that I think we have a quest about to take him somewhere else. Yeah, I think the cast bar just gets longer and longer the more corpses we pick up. Stinkers. Come on, come on! Let's finish this before I die of old age. Should be all of them, thanks for the help. I reckon it won't take too long to deliver all the corpses to the Lich Yard. Even so, you might want to hurry back and tell them that our work here is done. Neuraxia is one, like I said, that's not gonna be buried there. But that's a bit of a spoiler. Neuraxia was one of my favorite characters too. You help her get out of her shell and understand that, like, we're friends and not enemies. Just for her to get destroyed. So sad. You guys still haven't buried him? I see that you decided to heed my advice. I pray that in doing so you found some small measure of peace. The first carriage from Vesper Bay arrived not too long ago and we've begun burying your comrades. I had a hand in the initial rites, and I would like you to know that for many, death came quickly. Rest assured that we will treat them with the utmost respect and do everything we can shepherd them. That's so sad. Every tugs my heartstrings every time for that one. Although we can perform rites for most of the scions, there is one whom I cannot accept. We would like you to return this one to her people, the Sylphs of Little Solus. It is only proper that she be given into the care of her friends and family so that they may mourn her in accordance with Sylphic traditions. Okay. Oh, Big Puppy Stretches is a good boy. Oh, he's a good boy. And off we go in the appropriate cinematic reign of dreariness. To give my character some tears behind my sarcastic tone of everything. And then there's just a little soulless music. It's too happy for this. This one is surprised to see walking one in Little Solus. How can these ones assist? Neuraxia. Neuraxia, but this one does not understand. Comuxio, this one has heard much wailing. This one would know what has caused such distress. Terrible news, Elder One. Awful news. Walking One has returned to Little Solus, but why? These ones have not requested further aid. Neuraxia, how did this happen? Explain everything to this one at once. So, not only Neuraxia, but many of Walking One's friends were lost as well. Neuraxia. Neuraxia went to Thanalan at the behest of this one. Walking One was with Neuraxia at the end. This one... Tell this one that Neuraxia was brave. Tell this one that Neuraxia did not suffer. This one is glad to hear Walking One's words. Thank you for bringing Neuraxia home, Walking One. These ones also wish to thank Praying Ones. Tell Praying Ones that these one will remember this kindness. This one demands vengeance! Imperial Ones must pay! Imperial Ones must suffer! When the time comes for Walking Ones to face Imperial Ones, do not forget these ones. These ones will not have Neuraxia's death be for naught. These ones will fight. With, like, what, toothpicks? I don't know what else you would use. But at least Neuraxia is home now. Before we do that, though, I am going to turn in that map quest. Oof. 600 to teleport. Ew. I am a penny pincher on this alt. I don't like the teleports being so expensive. But it is what it is. Do. Just heading this way. Should be a guy right over here. Hello, Eldwin. 7 hells. Where does the nasty buggers come from? Why, if I'm the trusty pickaxe with me, I'd split their skulls clean into two. Where in the world did those things go anyway? What's this? Oh. Look, old Ashwin had the finest Eorzea has to offer from the Drowning Wench to Bushkaran's dressers. Ain't even seen nothing like great, something gut. Anyways, it's the trap, that's what it was. Opening the casket, shattered this here bottle, and this foul slop poured out during Lurland. I'm not even gonna try to do the drunk talk. I told you to be more careful. Now hand over the loot. You may have opened the casket, but 'twas Eldon when I did the ditty work. Ditty work. Wait, wait, you gave me everything? I thought, yeah. Well, it looks like we got no choice. We gotta go out and search a bigger, better treasure. Not the same treasures, of course. I can't hold your hand forever, so sit back and let old Elduin impart to ye a proper trove of knowledge on treasure hunting. Treasure hunterin'. Firstly, you find yourself a map. Once you have your map, then you decipher it. Then when you, I don't know. You get the deal. You find the map. You open in the map. You find the treasure. Something. Anyways, bye. Okay. I like how you don't even get any gil from this. Like, you don't even get any money from this. It's just broke. Ciphering and digging for treasure. What in the world? It's just that big fish. All of it, and then it's just a big fish. You know what, though? We'll fight the big fish. That's what we'll do. Teach this fish a lesson. Gotta teach this fish that we mean business. And get some EXP. Wait, I gotta... Hold on, let me eat some scrambled eggs real quick. Running around the fish 'cause I can. Running around the fish 'cause I can. Now, does it make it easier to kite a fish around a tree? No, because you get out of line of sight for some things. But I think it's funny. I think it's really funny to kite a fish around a tree. Oh dear. No, no, no. No. He went through the trees! Get him, chicken, he's stuck in the trees! Get him, chicken, he's stuck! No, chicken, you're supposed to get him, he's in the trees. We got the line of sight thing causing me to not even do any DPS. I can't shoot through trees, but neither can this fish. Use the environment to become a warrior. We did it. We killed the fish. Alright. Very anticlimactic, but you know. We are going to Thanalana land. Gonna get us through Realm Reborn at some point. We gotta ignite Marquez's old noggin there. We gotta make him remember some things. I'll just bonk him on the head with the blunt end of my spear. That'll work. Like, where's the catnip? We thank you for your service to the church and to the sylphs, so you may be pleased to know that in your absence we buried the rest of the scions. Perhaps you wish to do more for your friends. If so, I would remind you that you've already done so much on their behalf. Please take a rest. Please. Spent a lot. We just sell those for monies. Alright, Marquez, get ready for a noggin bonkin'. I'm not imagining it, Samantha. I know I'm being watched. This is different, sinister, as if I'm under observation. The feeling comes and goes, but I felt it last when I ventured outside. I know I felt it. Would you please look outside for me? Please? It'll only take a moment. Well, I don't know if you're being followed if you don't go outside to be followed. You know what I mean? So we're gonna take a look over in this specific direction. Look behind this specifically massive rock. Behind this very specific grave with nothing on it. I am being watched. I can see that I'm being watched. By gladiator over here. And there he goes. Alright, he is definitely being spied on. So I can't bonk his noggin. That guy can't... Like, if I can't bonk his noggin, that guy can't bonk the noggin. That's how that works. Hey, Marquez, I found a stick. You were attacked, weren't you? Are you unarmed? Thank you. I knew it. He was watching me. But why was he watching me? What did he want with me? Did he know something of my past? If only I could have asked him. I need to think. Please allow me a moment alone. Wait, Father must hear of this. Will you tell him for me? It's important. I think others may come for me again. You guys are within, like, 3 feet of each other. How did he not hear that? Heavens forfend, that such a thing could happen on holy ground. Do you have any idea who this man was? Do you notice anything distinctive about him? He's a Garlean. This is Garlean steel, which means the man who was watching Marquez was... Make haste to Camp Drybone at once. We must summon the immortal flames before more Imperials come. It's a good idea. Because I don't want to get dragged back to Ifrit again by the Imperials. Sassy child number 1 enters the chat.
I fondly hoped that I might be the first to speak with you. Would that I had been so fortunate.
Okay, it's voice acted. Alright, I don't gotta do nothing. I ain't gotta do nothing.
At ease, adventurer. I come not on behalf of the Empire. On the contrary, I mean to revive the scions of the Seventh Dawn.
Okay, how?
To that end,
How?
I have come in search of a legend. The greatest engineer of our time, Master Cid Garland. I have come for you.
Bro, you act like you're a part of the Imperials. You have, like, no good sense of timing.
Mistaken, child. He is but a poor soul who bore witness to the horrors at Carteneau. I beg of you, leave us in peace.
Wait,
Okay, so I did need to bonk the noggin.
Hear me, Cid. Eorzea needs you.
Master Garland, the crafter legendaire.
Cid, was it? Here, these belong to you. I thought you bore the mark of greatness. It seems that I was right. Our time together was all too brief, but it felt as though my son had returned to me. You have brought joy to an old man's life.
Aww.
But it is time for you to help those who truly need you.
Yeah, I'm gonna enjoy the American voice actors while I have them before everything becomes British in Heavensward.
Who are you? Alphino Leveilleur, at your service. As a scion of the Seventh Dawn, I stand against our primal and imperial foes, as my grandfather once did.
This is Roy from Fire Emblem.
It's no secret what befell our order at the Waking Sands. Word has already spread across Eorzea. The repercussions are far greater than you realize. In the wake of the calamity, the 3 city-states focused their efforts solely on reconstruction, leaving the scions to combat the primal threat unaided.
Mm-hmm. We fight monsters.
And lo, we are all but destroyed. Yet even as the nations mourn our demise and abandon what little hope they have left, we cannot forsake our duty, now least of all.
Yeah, we're like the undercover cops that they don't care about.
And she torments the people of Kurthus as we speak. Her appetite for destruction far exceeds that of other primals.
Garuba.
Worse, in her present incarnation, our Baldessian colleagues believe she surpasses both Ifrit and Titan in strength. Yet, therein lies an opportunity. Were we somehow to defeat Garuda, it would serve as a warning to the other beast tribes that even their mightiest gods can be felled. If we are to face our foe, we must first circumvent the tempest that shields her sanctuary.
Well, come here, sweetie patootie. Come here, the boo-boos.
And for that,
I
we
got
need
a
an
puppy.
airship. Your
have-
airship, Sid.
I have been gifted a pupper.
I have an airship?
Yeah, what a thing to wake up to. It's just like, hey, you have a
Yes,
plane.
Sid, you do. Your very own airship.
Your very own
Was
private
last
jet.
seen in the skies over Gridania, not long before the calamity. So let us begin our search there.
An airship? My airship? Oh, wait.
He gets in his goofy clothes.
Come, let us put an end to the primals. Together, we will show the world that the Scions are still a force to be reckoned with.
All three of them. You, me, and the amnesiac. I guess we got this. No, you think I'm kidding, but it's literally me, Alphino, and the amnesiac.
Airship. They need me.
See, why did we ever let go of this voice actor for Sid? I don't know. And I wish Sid was a more prominent character later on, but look, the Scions are all here. Me, the small sassy child, and Amnesiac over here. Okay, we're good to go. We're all good. But yeah, what do you guys actually say right now? Whilst you were catering to the company of buffoons every whim, I was gathering information on the company of buffoons. I was gathering information on the company of heroes, I guess is what he means. I was gathering information on our feathered foe. As a result, I was not present when the Garleans came. I suppose we should be grateful for our good fortune, though it matters little should Garuda grow powerful enough to bring Eorzea to heal. Yeah, well, our friends are being tortured as we speak. The Enterprise. I've heard of that name before, but where? Ah, yes, the Enterprise. A Star Trek reference. He's both a Star Trek and a Star Wars reference in one. Alright, what's up? What a curious twist of fate that Master Sid Garland would at last be found without our church. It defies imagination. Beg your pardon, you wish to find his airship? I know not much the truth there is to it, but there is a tale known as the final flight of the Enterprise, which grew popular in the wake of the Calamity, much like the Great Gubu Wall of Ul'dah. Yeah, that's a player reference right there. It states that the Enterprise flew northwest from Gridania towards Kurthus. If true, the airship would have passed through the North Shroud, likely over Falgord Float, the closest settlement to Kurthus. Mayhaps the guards stationed there have records of events that transpired that day. I'd hoped you might rest from your journeys for a time, but I see that the world still has need of you and the Scions. Pray look after yourself and Sid. Please. Sounds good. On our way we go. Do I have anything else I need to do there? I do. Wait, no, that's in Kurthus. I mean, it is nearby, so maybe we could. Yeah, literally, it is nearby. Hold on. Yeah, it's nearby. Let's go there. Let's go do my class quest real quick before we continue with the MSQ. Because that's where I talk with the head of the guards, and then we gotta go up this way. We're gonna get a new skill. I wonder how hot it is outside right now. Just gonna avoid the slugs. I'm going up the Skyrim mountain. See, how hot is it outside? Oh, it's just a nice 88 degrees right now. Answering my husband back because I'm bad at answering people back from texts, and here we go. I love the snowy mountains in this game. Kurthus is pretty cool. And they're gonna be fighting some wolves. I could do this as a bard. Let's help him out. We might lose a couple knights. This is not looking good for that guy over there. We might save him. I think we saved him. He's barely alive. Oh, he's very much dead. That's a dead knight. Uh-oh, the knights are dying. That's not good. Well, we're fighting a wolf threat alone. Oh, never mind, there's another knight. Here he comes. Look at him go. Oh, there's another one. Don't you guys think you should also be calling a healer? Because it ain't me, buddy. There's one wolf that's just like, nah. I don't actually care about meat. I'm a vegan wolf. As he gets bombarded. Wait, these are only pups? Is this snow wolf pup? That's, concerning. These are pretty big puppies. Oh, that should do it. Alrighty. Well, almost to level 35. Here's our Dragoon teacher. Hello, Alberic. Oh, cool, backflip. It's pleasing to see how readily the dragon stirs within you. You show great potential, a potential that may prove the difference between victory and defeat. Estinian is no ordinary dragoon, even when set against the legendary Azurs of age past. The man is considered second to none. Such is his prowess, and in fact, that the day he was chosen by the Eye, it was proclaimed that Haldreth the Dragon's Eye had been reborn. I mean not to disparage your skills, but to pursue Estinian in your current state would be tantamount to suicide. As promised, I shall train you in the way of the Dragoon, that you might face him as an equal. Before we commence, however, it is only fitting that you were edified regarding our origins, because it all began a millennium past when our forebears resided in the southern plains in humble circumstances. The Fury, impressed by the spirit of her ancestors, decided it was meant that she would make them her own, so she did appear before Haldreth's sire, Haldreth's father, a man of courage and integrity named Thordan, and bade him lead her people to the promised land. So there's a lot of references to, like, I guess just they're like, oh, we're gonna just take from the Bible story and put it in here, and it's like, okay. Alright. Pretty sure that's an English thing, but I don't know. To what would become the great nation of Ishgard. Their journey brought them to a wide chasm, whereupon Thordan and his people set to building a bridge. It was then that a dark shadow descended upon them, the great worm Nidhogg. Heedless of his own safety, Thordan fearlessly charged at the colossal beast. Alas, he was pushed into the chasm by one of his own, a man seduced by the worm and fell to his death. Taking upon his slain father's death, Haldreth hurled himself at Nidhogg, even as tears streamed down his face. The confrontation ended when the young man, his hand guided by Halone, landed a mighty thrust that prized out Nidhogg's eye. With a terrible roar, the great worm took wing and fled, while jubilation reigned below. Ishgard's priceless relic is none other than the eye taken from Nidhogg that day. It is a veritable wellspring of dragon power, even so removed by its owner. It can exert control over the hearts of men. Haldreth himself felt its malicious influence, but his love of justice brooked no corruption, and he prevailed over the power, claiming it for his own. And so it was the first Azure Dragoon was born. Being derived from our foe, the power of the dragon is a thing to be loathed. But as Haldreth proved to us all, so long as our hearts burn with justice, we need not fear being taken in its thrall. But what is justice precisely? Justice assumes many shapes and forms, and none can say that one is greater than the other. So long as you hold fast to your beliefs and stay true to yourself, you leave no room for the power of the dragon to master you. This is annoying slop of just, yes, you know, it's your heart and you believe and you can do it. You can do the thing by your own strength. Yeah. Thankfully, the world doesn't actually operate that way, which is nice. But enough history. Let us return our attention to the present. A knight by the name of Sir Brucemont will see to the next stage of your training. Seek him out at Witchdrop. What an interesting history lesson. So, they had a dude, the king got killed, the son of the king poked the eye out, and then we're good. He poked the eye, realized the eye was powerful, used the eye's power, became a dragoon. Then how am I a dragoon? Am I still just technically a lancer? I don't have no dragon. I don't do no dragon stuff. I should have just teleported there, but it is what it is. I like the ambiance of Kurtis. There's the Goobos, the snowy Goobos. I like the Heavensward and snowy areas a lot, so it's always a treat to come here. Do I have to go in the pit? No, I have to go past this way? No, I gotta go into the pit. There's a way down. There it is. That's why it's called Witchdrop. They kick witches in here. And I'm not exaggerating. In the game, that's what they do, is they kick the, yeah, see, Witchdrop. They kick witches in here. They kick the heretics in here. Hello, Brucemont. Fellow Lancer of the Lance. So the adventurer seeks to become a dragoon. Sir Alberic speaks of legends and chosen ones, but I would see you prove yourself in a more practical fashion with your lance. Defend yourself. A trained dragon? What heresy is this? Why do you have a dragon trained? What is the dragon trained for? Why is the dragon? And it's dead. You have some skill, I'll give you that. And the glow of your soul crystal. Perhaps Alberic was not wrong about you, after all. Now return to him. Your training here is complete. Okay, bye. Back we go. Up and over the hill. Oh, I have level 36 stuff I can equip. But not that freaking ring. Not the tank ring. Tenacity's not gonna help me. I'll take this dexterity. It's just as useful. But it's more critical hit. Wow. Yeah, I need to make better accessories, though. Let's see what I'm looking for. I can't use earrings. Oh, shit. Oh, yeah, that's right. There's a whole nother page I'm missing. So I need to actually go to Lenosha first and stuff, looks like. So probably the Garnet Choker. What level is that? That's level 38. But this ring is level 37. Like, the accessories may seem super outdated, but actually it's like the crafted ones are like a whole couple levels away. Okay, anyways. The soul of the dragon grows ever stronger within you. Clearly your trial was a rousing success. I need you only observe your crystal to know as much. Yes, though you have only just begun to walk the path of the Dragoon, it's clear you possess the talent to become Estinian's equal. Go forth and make the powers you have obtained your own. You want to know what power I got? You want to know what power I just got? It's the power to backflip. I got the power to backflip. You know, this... Oh. It does a thing for me now? It used to just be a backflip, but now it gives me more power to attacking? Well, ain't that nice? Now it basically is telling me I need to jump all the time. I need to do flippy doos all the time. Anyways, we're gonna go continue the MSQ. Look, there's a snowy Gubu. Hello, Gubu. Goodbye, Gubu. Let's see. I know I want to get some crafting done before I continue with the MSQ because you saw that it was like level 37 to 38. That I needed to get stuff done, and I'm rapidly approaching that with the MSQ, so what I'll probably do is I will probably like stop on this character and hop to my main character to do some... I don't know, maybe I'll switch to Overwatch. I'm unsure what it is you hope to accomplish, though. Even should you locate the ship, would you not need a man of Master Garland's caliber to fly it? I heard tell the machinery is fiendishly complex. Oh, okay, we're heading this way. Hello, Serpent Commander. You have come in search of Vortifort. Vortifort. Vortifart. Well then, well met. You have found him. Indeed, I have served as a whaler for many years, since before the Great Snows came to Kurthus. I guess he looks kind of old. What exactly is this about? Ah, the final flight of the Enterprise. I do indeed remember that day. "'Twas on the eve of the Battle of Carteneau, nigh on 5 years ago. I held the Spire alone that night, while the bulk of our forces marched to meet the enemy in the field. Then all of a sudden, the most fantastic airship I've ever seen splits the skies overhead. I could only watch in shock as it disappeared over the mountains in the northwest. If the Enterprise wasn't destroyed during the calamity, I'd wager it's still somewhere in Kurthus. The astrologians at the observatory may have records which could help, but to obtain them you would need to deal with the Ishgardians who have control of the region. I wouldn't expect much, though. The High Houses have long been concerned with their own affairs above all else. When Dalamud descended, they took shelter behind their gates, and even now they have little regard for the plights of other nations. Nevertheless, they may deign to assist you should you prove yourself useful. Consider providing your services to the soldiers who guard the observatorium. Though they may refuse you at first, I've little doubt they would accept aid freely offered. That they wouldn't accept free aid. This is how we learn to become friends with Ishgard. Levs of the Observatorium. Excuse me, can you repeat that? You wish to offer your services to House Durandare? And what, pray tell, do you wish to receive in exchange? How absurd! As if we would permit an outsider to peruse the records of the Observatorium. Do not mistake our courtesy for friendliness. The Holy See of Ishgard may allow foreigners to travel freely within these lands, but we do not intend to offer succor to strangers. Sir Ludovoy is doing his utmost to intimidate you into leaving. Alone, have mercy. Are you still here? You may take shelter within our walls if you insist, but do not distract me while I'm on duty. We're stretched thin as it is. And where in the heck is that knight I sent out on patrol? He should have returned ages ago. Perhaps I have use of you after all. If you still wish to aid us, search the wilds to the west for my missing man. You'll know him by his uniform. The House of Durandare, as is mine. We gotta go find a guy. It says it's up east. Not too far up, though. Oh, he's in trouble. That's not good. These guys have green uniforms. What are the green uniforms? I don't remember. Hey, yellow guy, get up. Or actually, you guys are blue, I think. Yellow or blue guy, get up. If it wasn't for you, miss, I reckon they would have finished me off. Despicable dragon-loving bastards. Death was a mercy they didn't deserve. I prayed the rumors were mistaken, but this confirms the worst. I must immediately inform my superiors that the heretics are operating within this region. Fare thee well, friend. Oh, okay. The green guys are the dragon guys, I guess. Not the dragons. I must say, I didn't actually expect you to find my knight, much less rescue him. I see I may have been premature in my judgment. We are a proud people, beholden to tradition, but that does not mean we are without humility. I shall instruct the astrologers to entertain your request. However, understand that it is ultimately their decision whether or not you may peruse the records. Pray proceed to the observatorium and introduce yourself to Edmiel. I saved a knight. Kind of reverse order there for a princess saving a knight, but it is what it is. Ah, the lady come in search of the airship. This is highly unorthodox. Whatever could Sir Lodovoy be thinking? It is true that we maintain meticulous records which stretch back generations. However, because this information is used to chart Dravanian activity, access is strictly controlled. One can never be too careful with heretics and their sympathizers lurking about. If you would persist with your inquiries, pray seek an audience with Chief Astrologan Forlamont up above. Alrighty. Don't mind me. What if I just look more studious? What if I just, like, what if I try to look more studious? Like, I am somebody who's come to learn. I am the girl who lived to come to learn. I don't have glasses or a lightning scar on my head, but, you know. Oh, okay, I'm not high level enough, I guess, so intimidation tactics it is. No, absolutely not. Have you any inkling what it is that you ask? We're records to fall into the wrong hands. It could change the course of a war that has raged for generations. I speak not of some mere spat between southern nations. Ours is a holy crusade, and we are the arbiters of Halone's will. I will not put our great nation at risk, certainly not to help a foreigner locate a missing airship of all things. Pardon the intrusion, Forlamont. I wish to speak with you regarding the recent... Oh, I did not realize you had a guest. Inquisitor Guilherme. Your Honor, you honor us with your presence, sir. The lady was just leaving. Ah, you must be the one who rescued the House Durrandon Knights from those heretics. Doubtless they feel indebted to you. I am told you seek the airship last seen in Kurthus 5 years ago, yes? You come to us at an inconvenient time, I fear. Much has changed in the intervening years, and little for the better. While I wish you the best of luck in your search, I would also strongly advise caution. This news can come quickly in Kurthus. One moment you may feel as though you have a firm grasp on your surroundings, safe and secure in your knowledge, and the next you may find yourself in a wholly unfamiliar situation, blind to the dangers hidden by the blizzard. It would be wise for you to focus on a single landmark whilst traveling. Do not give in to temptation and deviate from your course. What? I was not aware you aided House Durrandon in that fashion. Thank you, madam. Nevertheless, though my decision stands, I cannot give you what you seek. But why can't you just tell me where it is? Like, why can't you just look at it? And then tell me where the airship is? Josiah is attempting to attract your attention. You there, madam. I could not help but overhear your conversation with the Chief Astrologan. There may be a way that I can assist you, but it would require that you perform for me a favor in exchange. An associate of mine has yet to return from his expedition to the cliffs east of the observatorium. He was adamant that he could conduct his observations alone, despite the presence of Ixal in that vicinity. If you would seek out that astrologan and confirm that he is well, it would be a great comfort to me. Okay, I can do that. Let's go save a friend. Yeet. Don't mind me just falling to my doom. We are going into a cave. The cave. The Ixal cave. Oh shoot, I'm level 37, aren't I? Yeah, I am. Okay. That is the dumbest looking armor I have ever seen in my life. And I can't apply armor plates here. That is awful. That is completely awful. We're gonna fix the ring again. That is awful. We will fix that in a moment. Actually, you know what? I can fix that now if I have glamour prisms. I do not. It'll be easy to get some glamour prisms, I think. There's an easy way to get some of those. For now, let's just, we'll just do that. Hide the ugly. Hide the ugly as best as we can. There's the astrologian. What a relief to see someone other than that frickin' Birdman. I thought I could finish my work while the Ixal were away, but they returned far quicker than I anticipated. It was all I could do to hide and hope that they might leave again before I froze to death. Wait, who are you? You're not one of the knights. Yeah, I clearly don't look like a knight. A man of House Durnday cannot be seen in the company of an unbeliever. Good day, madam. Okay. I mean, I completely understand that sentiment. I don't look like one either, so let's teleport and then get the glamours sorted. Okay. What can we put on? I mean, this looks fine. There we go. Even if I have to look like a fighting farmer. It's better than whatever the heck that was. I'm just Donald from Fire Emblem. I'm just Donald from Fire Emblem Awakening, the farmer that picked up arms. There was actually characters before Donald that had the trope of like a farmer picking up a pitchfork and fighting in wars in Fire Emblem. But Donald's like my favorite of that trope. He's a good kid. It's like one of my favorite characters. Even if it cost me money to not wear those awful clothes, it was worth it. Interesting, though. Should put on other stuff. I mean, the other stuff would tank stuff, so... We're gonna have to go craft some better gear in a moment. Oh, did I also get a better spear on? I did, so... Synthesize, maybe got some materials back. Nice. Oh, you're okay. You're okay, Paparino. But now we can go get the information we need. That's for healing. Yeah, we really need to get some more boar leather stuff. Oh, those are cool. The horn-scaled greaves. Yeah, those are cool. Oh yeah, the lantern and the shield. Yeah, the glowy one. Okay. I know I shouldn't be riding a motorcycle indoors, but there has to be some exceptions, right? The arrogant fool returned not long before you arrived, muttering about the disgrace of having been rescued by an unbeliever. Serves him right for underestimating the dangers our knights face every day. Need some more caffeine. But you were eager to locate your airship. It may surprise you that by saving him, you already have aided your own cause. House Durande is quick to regard outsiders with suspicion, as it is their duty to sound the alarm at the first sign of Dravanian aggression. Yet you have already aided them twice, for which they are honor-bound to repay you. Even so, they will not grant you access to the Observatorium's records. That is just as well, for there are other ways you might locate your missing airship. What I propose is that you petition Lord Portalaine for an official introduction to the other houses. The word of House Durande carries tremendous weight in Ishgard. Should the captain consent, you would have little trouble in obtaining information from the other high houses. Okay, so we are making friends. We're making friends as best as we can. Which is literally just saving people constantly. The unicorn is going to be much slower. Okay. Sir Portalaine, you've caused quite a stir in your short time here. First you slay 2 heretics and save a knight, and now I hear you've rescued a man of our house. I imagine you must desire something for your troubles. An introduction to the other high houses. I cannot deny that you have given us no cause to distrust you. But while you have performed 2 acts, you would have me endorse you to 3 high houses. It is only befitting that you aid us one final time. Wouldn't you agree? That's fine. Now I understand that you are very eager to find your missing airship. Worry not, for this task should take a woman of your skills but a moment to complete. Not long ago, a porter bound for Skyfire Locks was ambushed on the road due west of here. Though he escaped with his life, he would very much like his wares as well. On the off chance any portion of his shipment remains, I would have you travel to the scene of the robbery and bring back what you find. Lest you intend to perform only a cursory search, bear in mind that recovering the stolen merchandise will endear you to House Halinarte, further improving the chances that they will indulge your request for aid. Yep. Sounds good. Introducing myself to the fancy pants people. I almost feel like I should wear something better than the farmer's clothes that I am wearing. But you know, it is what it is. I don't have any fancy knight looking armor yet. Oh, you know what? I could be a paladin and I could fight some. I could be a paladin, do a little bit of level grinding, but it is what it is. We're recovering the boxes. Alright, buddy. The jig is up. No, I don't want to get paralyzed. That sounds like an awful time. Coolio. We did it. We're off to see the wizard, the wonderful wizard of Kurthus. That's not even the same song. It's not even the same song. Alright, buddy. I have brought back the batches of cookies. Have you good tidings to share, or better yet, stolen merchandise to show? Boop, 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 and boop, good sir. God bless you, friend. It's all here, every last... Wait, that chest over there looks like it might have been pillaged. Bloody hells, it's the personal property of Lord Francel, too. Are you certain? Clearly an attempt was made to open it, but the lock appears to have held. Nevertheless, if you wish to verify the contents against your shipping manifest, be my guest. Fury, take me, a draconian rosary, and the possession of Lord Francel? Yet perhaps this is not too... Are you okay, buddy? He was having some muscle spasms, I was just checking on him. Yet perhaps this is not so difficult to fathom. House Halinarte is whispered to be infested with heretics. Thank you for bringing this matter to my attention, miss. I shall inform the Inquisitors immediately. Under these circumstances, I must strongly advise against associating with House Halonarte. Your other introductions will need to be postponed as well. It is the duty of every Ishgardian to root out and destroy heretics. All else must wait until this matter is resolved.
Gosh dang it. Darn tootin'. Are you for real? I did all of that, and then now there has to be an investigation. Gosh dang it.
Hey, buddy. The Rose and the Unicorn. Sir Carlo has something important to tell us. Come closer, lass, and listen well. This is for your ears only. Lord Francel is no heretic. He's a goodly, righteous man wholly dedicated to the cause. I know this because I served House Halonarte for years prior to the calamity. You must go to Skyfire Locks and warn him of the coming storm. The Inquisitors are ruthless and will spare him no mercy. Speak to him of an Eldiwis, and he will know you are a friend. Now go!
Okay, okay. I mean, a friend in need is a friend indeed. Let's go. Let's go. Wait, wait. Hold on. First of all, Chocobo Keep. Second of all, you the one? No, you're not the one. Okay, so there... So, I don't remember which quest it is, but there's a quest over here that gives you an emote. There it is. Throw. I can't see how I ought to care, but I saw a fella throwing snowballs at a snowman. Why anyone would engage in such japery in the cold? I can't rightly say. Went nut gathering and lost more than he found. It's my guess. You better... You better make sure that doesn't happen to you, lass. Now that I know it. Not that I know precisely what happened, mind you. What's that, me? Ask? I got my chocobos to see to. If Duvacaro wants to upend his head soup on the snow, I can't see what business of mine it'd be. Yep, that's his name, Duvacaro. I don't know. He sells things, goes places. Don't seem like no kind of life to me, but begging pardon. Ye want to see him? I reckon he's somewhere about. That was the most difficult string of sentences I've ever had to read in my life. I get it, he's calling him dumb, but at the same time. Hey, buddy. Walking softly, eh, adventurer? Those around here think I'm a winter drunk, I'll wager. Never seen a snow toss before the lazy byblows. Sit on your arse in front of a poor fire too long, and soon you've got the swivin' white knuckles. You'll sleep the better for tossing snowballs without... Okay, so he's saying that people without fun get cranky. That's true. Without needing Lady Mead or Mistress Ale to sing the lullaby. What do you say, eh? Why not give it a try? It's as simple as you'd imagine. You just use throw. And thus we have learned to throw. There's a snowball, a snowman over there, and then we use /throw, and then boom, I threw a snowball. But that is a very important emote to unlock, because yes, throw. It's fun. You throw snowballs, like, watch, I can even throw a snowball at a Goobbue. Okay, I missed. I gotta get closer. And it does no damage, so I'm not gonna, like, actually, I'm not gonna enter battle with one. And then I can throw it at my chocobo. It's a fun thing to have during the Winterfest stuff. Around Christmas time. It's real nice. Okay. Hello, hello, knock, knock, knock. Anybody home? We got a guard. We got another guard. Oh, you guys are green. That's not good. You guys are the heretics, yeah? Wait, I mean, never mind. You guys are innocent until proven guilty, so you're the not heretics. Yes, you look as though you have something to say, do you? Is that an Eldiwis in your pocket, or are you happy to meet me? I see Sir Carlo has not forgotten my mother's favorite flower. A pity it has not been seen in Kurthus since the calamity. You may speak freely here, friend. So they found some nasty stuff in your shipment. That's absurd. I would sooner die than become a thrall of dragons. Alas, it matters little what I say at this point. Although the Draconian Rosary was not found in my possession, it would still be considered by many to be proof of my heresy. I must do my utmost to prove my innocence to the Inquisitors, for if they harbor even the slightest doubt... This only adds weight to the incessant accusations of our house. It's as if the gods themselves are plotting our fall. You risked much by coming here. It is only proper that I recompense you for this deed. Tell me what you desire, and I shall do my best to provide. A missing airship. I see. It may require a prolonged effort to locate your quarry. I shall direct you to one in a better position to assist you. Lord Haurchefant of House Forton commands the garrison at Camp Dragonhead. Present to him this letter of introduction, and he will surely be receptive to your needs. Hey, we're gonna meet the good guy, the best guy, the number one. Lord Haurchefant. French, ha ha. I am not, like, here's the thing is, heritage is a funny thing, right? And DNA and all that fun stuff. So I, for the longest time, was told I was French-Canadian. And I'm like, that kind of tracks. I mean, I look French-Canadian. I share a lot of similarities and, trifles with French Canadians, and turns out when my grandfather took a blood test, I'm actually Spanish. I actually have a whole lot of Spanish in my blood, and I attribute that to the fact that I do believe my grandfather has Native American in him, like maybe a very small percent, but I believe that he had like a Native American that married into a Spanish family, because we have a lot of Spanish. I think it was like 40% something. Maybe not 40%, but it was definitely a lot. It was a lot. I was surprised. But at the same time, that means no, I have no French ties. I am actually a Spanglish person. Ah, the unmistakable swagger of a well-traveled adventurer. If you were come to pay your respects, be at ease, friend. I'm not one to stand on formality. Truth be told, I'm gladly welcome many and more brave souls like yourself, but enough chatter. Pray tell me why you've come. Your friend's in danger. Like, your friend literally was found with like a pound of cocaine in his drawers. Like, it's not good. If there's any justice in this world, these charges will receive no serious consideration. It is beyond inconceivable. Ah, yes, the letter was made mention of a pressing matter for which you required assistance, but what might that be? I need to find an airship called the Enterprise. So the Enterprise you speak of was last seen above Kurthus before the calamity 5 years ago. I fear it may prove difficult to find any eyewitnesses to these events, for while Ishgard did not participate in the Battle of Carteneau, we were embroiled in our own internal conflicts at the time. Nevertheless, I will make inquiries on your behalf and share with you my findings in the future. In the meantime, please enjoy the hospitality of Camp Dragonhead. I will see that you are afforded every courtesy as a guest of House Forton. See, I'm telling you, he's the nice guy. He's the good guy. The Rose and the Unicorn? This guy's the unicorn. He's like the only guy here who's actually been like nice to me without having or needed something in return. Alright, Haurchefant, what you got? As you doubtless have realized by now, the high houses of Ishgard, House Forton included, are either unable or unwilling to offer you formal assistance in your search. However, that does not mean that they are not influential individuals within each house who are sympathetic to your cause. I shall be sending missives to their various representatives in Ishgard, though I suspect it would be quicker and more efficient if you were to make inquiries of your own. Lady Nin of mine own House Forton, who resides here in Camp Dragonhead, rather enjoys the company of travelers. There's also Cravelin of House Halinarte, who can be found at Skyfire Locks, though any information you pry from the scribe may prove difficult to parse. Have you spoken with the chief astrologian of House Durandare yet? Really? Huh. Well, perhaps he will be more accommodating once I inform him that you were a friend of House Forton. Don't concern yourself with House Desmail. I shall contact them myself. I seek the counsel of the three I met. Seek the counsel of the three I mentioned, and return to me when finished. Okay. Are they all here in the camp? No. No, actually. Their representatives are scattered a little bit everywhere. So while I'm in the safety of Camp Dragonhead, I'm going to take a quick washroom break. We are almost towards the end of the stream anyways. I've got maybe about 50 minutes left before I gotta get started on dinner anyways. So I will be right back. I'm surprised I made it this long without a washroom trip, so I'll be right back. There we go.
Hello, I am back a bit sooner than I had anticipated for the break because actually I think I'm going to just call the stream for today. It's extremely hot and there are some things that I need to do to take extra preparations for dinner tonight so that I don't make the house super hot. Just housekeeping things that I need to do. So I'm gonna call the stream a bit early, and next week I should be back on Twitch then, but we might do a stream tomorrow for Night Rain. I'll see how my husband feels about that. If we do a Night Rain stream, it would most likely be on Twitch, so I would encourage you to keep an eye out for that there. And I will see you next time. I hope you enjoyed the Bible study for today. I had a lot of fun. And I will see you guys next time. Bye. Oh, right. God bless, and always remember